All right, let's get into the movie watch report where we talk about the things we watched this week. The only thing I've watched in the past week is Sex and the City. It's the only thing I've watched, and I gotta say, I fucking hate them all. I do, but I love them all at the same time. I have such a love-hate relationship with this damn show. Holy fuck. They are, excuse my language, by the way, I'm getting graphic, but they are all so, besides Samantha, who is my personal favorite, I think she's the least annoying. Yes, she's very sexual and everything is about sex to her and whatever, but she also like knows her worth, and she's the least annoying on the show. Charlotte, get rid of your damn husband. I'm only on season 4 right now. I know, first of all, I've watched the whole show already, so I know what happens, but like, this guy is such a fucking freak, and she thinks having a kid with him is going to change everything. No, he likes big bazingas. He doesn't like you. He just like bazooka titties, and it's crazy. Like, I
don't think I've ever heard that phrase, bazooka.
This guy just loves fucking bazooka titties that Charlotte does not have.
What was the bubble gum?
Bazooka, bubble gum, some gum. Yeah. He's a freak, and of course, who doesn't love bazooka titties? But this guy, like, can't treat his wife the right way. I don't know, whatever. Charlotte's pissing me off. Miranda, oh God, Miranda. I have a soft spot for Miranda. I do like and appreciate Miranda, but man, is she annoying. And Carrie is the most annoying of them all. The main star of the show is the most annoying character on the show. Figure it the fuck out, okay? Figure it out. You and Big, not good for each other. You're not good for each other. And I get it. Some people have that toxic act. They go back and forth. It's awful. Figure it out, Carrie. But I can't. And then you, as a group, you love them. As a group, you can't stop watching them. As a group, you root for them. And even if they fail, and even if they make mistakes, and even if they're bad, you're there for them. And that's what Sex and the City is about.
It kind of cracks me up because I feel like you have followed the exact trope of like the younger person who watched Sex and the City and was like, oh, good show, And then when you get to an age where you obviously fully understand it a whole lot more, you're like, wait, all these people kind of suck.
That is exactly what happened. When I watched it when I was like 16 or 17, it all felt normal. I was like, oh, that's what being an adult is. And now that I'm older, I'm like, these people can't figure it the fuck out. It's the same thing over and over again. Miranda has severe commitment issues. When a guy gets too close to her, she freaks out, runs away. She wants no part of it. Charlotte, she's obsessed with marriage and love, even if it's not the right guy. She's a settler. She's going to settle for just that picture-perfect lifestyle on the outside, but on the inside is absolutely crumbling, and they have the worst marriage I've ever seen. Samantha, she just loves fucking. She loves sex. She'll fuck anything that walks, and that's good for her. She knows what she likes. Carrie is way too attached to Big. She'll leave her friends in the fucking dust if Big comes running. She's a bad friend, honestly, at most times. She's a good friend, but she's also a bad friend at times. So they are a mess. But like I said, I love them, and I can't stand them, and I cannot stop watching. And that has been my week. I've reached the point where I've watched too much of it that I'm now getting annoyed with them and now can't stop watching.
Yeah, I feel like everybody feels the same way and just like that. Like, I just only on social, I don't watch it, but I only see people watching and just like that and complaining about how bad it is, but still watching it. They're like, I can't look away. Ashley, I posted, I was cracking up. It was like another week of like putting on it, just like, and like she says to herself, like, God, I hate this, but it's just, you're just playing it. You just gotta, you keep watching it.
You're just locked into their lives. They're awful. Like, they're awful people at times. And you know what? Sometimes some of the best TV shows, the characters are so hateable. But also, like I said, like, then you also are rooting for them. Like, do I want Carrie to find love? Yeah. But she also annoys the shit out of me, and I can't stop watching, and I have to start watching something else soon because it's getting bad. I'm like, I can't stop. So that's that. Great show.
Did you ever think it was called Sex in the City?
Yes.
As a kid?
Yes, always. I thought it was Sex in the City.
I still get confused sometimes.
Same. Ow, my
I don't really know if there's like a difference.
Well, sex and there isn't. They literally have sex every episode. Well, obviously Marty's been watching with me, or you know what, we got to make the full transition to Matt because it's getting way too confusing on this podcast. Because then people have been.
My mom actually wanted me to tell you that she really enjoyed the stories of you asking Marty about the Sex and the City characters.
Oh yeah, I put it on my Instagram stories. That's what I was getting to. He's been watching. I always tell him, I'm like, you know, you don't have to watch these things with me. Like, if you want to go in the other room and watch what you want to watch. And he's like, no, I like watching what you watch. It's funny. Like, I want to know what you like. And I'm like, okay. And I was like, I'm going to put on another episode of Sex and the City. Like, I'm sorry. I have to watch what happens next. And he's like, it's fine. Put it on. And he just, like, the other day, he just snapped where he was like, they can't stop having sex on this show. He was like, it's every episode. He's like, there's not an episode that goes by that one of them is not fucking somebody. And I was like, well, that's the name of the show.
Yeah. It's quite literally the name of the game.
Like, that is the name of the show. He was like, they're out of control. But his take was spot on. He pretty much, I guess, if you saw the Instagram stories, he's like, Carrie's full of herself and thinks everything's about her, which is so true. And Samantha's fun. Samantha's the funniest by far. She's very funny. But yeah, that's been my week. So I literally didn't watch anything else. Not at all. I didn't watch a single thing.
Busy week.
Mm-hmm.
I also have not watched much this week. The TV here broke for a couple nights, so then we really weren't watching anything. But like, I've been watching Love Island, US and UK. UK is over, I believe, like the end of this week, like UK time. I know people were freaking out because Hulu like didn't post episodes for a couple days. There was allegedly some like copyright issue with Rita Ora's music because she performed in an episode, and then I think there was like, I don't know, some issue with that. But I think it's back now. I'm ready for this. I'm ready for them to crown a winner. I don't know who it's going to be. None of them deserve it. None of them. It's like there isn't one, maybe Molly and Zach, like maybe, but like they're so boring. It's just like this. Like, I don't know. I'm so frustrated with them because this is, and I've said this so many times, this is the part of the season when everybody's supposed to be in love and like the love is in the air and they don't fight with each other. They're at each other's throats. Any opportunity for one of them to say something rude to another one, they take it. Like, if it's like, oh, just a challenge, babe. It's just a challenge. Mm-hmm. Like, we're still at that point. Like, normally that's weeks earlier. They just did something. And I'm not going to spoil anything. I'll just tell it. Like, I won't say what actually happens. But genius. The producing, they've been good this season because they've been making the most out of very hateable people. And they always do movie night. Great idea, where they play the clips back, which always creates drama. They basically just instituted movie night part 2, and they did it like the last week. They called it the Grafties, and it was an award show. They all got dressed up, and and of course, like, you know, the awards were like worst moment, like, you know, it's fun, shadiest moment, snakiest moment, things like that. Mm-hmm. And they're playing these clips of people, and they're all started fighting again, and then they have to go up and accept. They have to go up and accept the award and like make a speech. It's fantastic. It was a phenomenal idea. They have to keep it. 100% they have to keep it. But like, Ty is driving me insane. Ty and Ella should be in La La, we love each other, happy land. And Ty takes any moment to like be rude to somebody or to tell somebody that they're doing something wrong. Like, he's the fucking police of the show. It drives me nuts. I can't stand it. Even Sammy, I'm like coming around to a little bit because Ty's just been annoying me so much that I couldn't hit it. Even some of the girls, like, there was a fight between 2 of the girls that just made me like kind of icky about the girls. And it was like, why are they fighting about this? They deep down, I'm like, maybe it really is. I don't know. They were like, we're like sisters. It's a sisterly fight. I'm like, okay, fine. I can buy that because that happens. And maybe they were just having a moment, but I'm kind of tired of it. It's coming to an end, and I really don't know who the UK is going to win. The UK fucking loves Scott, apparently. Not really sure why. Scott's had like 4 or 5 like zinger one-liners, and I'm like on UK Twitter, and they fucking love him. Like they love, and Scott hasn't had one good connection like the whole time. He's floated through this. So honestly, like Scott might win, like which is hilarious because he's like not really with anybody. Abby, I'm ready to just like, I never want to hear Abby complain about anything. Also, I'm very frustrated with all these people. Love Island USA. I don't even really have a grade for it. I'm just going to talk about it. Love Island USA, I'm invested into, and all I will say, because I'm rooting for Carmen and Bergie. I hope that is something that they can figure out because I do think they would be a good couple. They made a challenge that actually mattered.
Really?
They did a challenge. The winner of the challenge, immunity.
I love that.
Immunity
Survivor.
from the public vote. I know.
That's what they should have been doing this whole fucking time.
I know. So if it's like it actually put some oomph behind the challenge. It was like, hey, if you win this challenge, you're immune from the next public vote.
That is genius, and it's something they should have been doing the entire time. So thank you, Love Island US.
I know. They're definitely shifting things a little bit, which is smart, and I really like that. So that was good. And then, honestly, I have really not watched anything else. I've watched the U.S. Women's team play in the World Cup, which it's always exciting. Mm. And I've watched both of those games, and that's literally it.
Great.
I have not any other. Well, I'll give the game they won an A. The game they tied a C. Average.
That's good. That's great grades. Those two make sense.
Yeah. Yes. And then I Love Island. I've not watched anything else. So Noah, what do you got?
I don't have that much, to be honest.
Okay.
You already heard about what I was gonna say.
Full circle. Yep.
Yeah.
Except Noah's a coward. Noah's a dictator.
I forgot about this. I wanted to bring it up.
We should have talked about this in the beginning, but there was a situation on Wednesday's podcast, and it was so shocking.
Oh my God.
That I was actually excited for it to be in the podcast. And then we ended, and I'm in the room with Noah, and Noah's like, I'm cutting that, by the way. And I was like, no, you're not. And he was like, but it's me. I'm cutting it. And I was like, no, you're not. And unfortunately, Noah has the power to cut something, and I don't know how to do that. And so he cut it. And Sarah had a great zinger back at Noah. It was awesome. And he cut it all, and no one will ever be able to hear it. And then Fran called Noah a dictator.
Yeah, we have a podcast dictator. He makes the choices, the content choices.
No, if you guys ask me to cut stuff, I cut it. That's how it is. About you.
Yeah,
you know?
And look.
So listen, this is the first 585 episodes. I've never asked to cut anything. I've never asked to cut anything, and I don't think I would have cut it if you didn't make it as big a deal as you did on the podcast.
It was. I almost. Because now people are going to wonder what it was. Fran and I, we were talking about, because now we're just explaining it when we could have just left it in.
Yeah.
But we were talking about the Barbie movie situation, and we felt like it was a thought-provoking conversation. And in the middle of the conversation, neither of us had wrapped up our thoughts. It was literally in the middle of the conversation. Noah goes, have you guys seen Full Circle? And we were like, no. What does this have to do with the Barbie?
He was
movie?
like, he said, Rhea, I have a recommendation. You should watch Full Circle.
And then we were like, does this have to do with the Barbie movie? And he was like, no, it's just a good show. And I was like, what? We were genuinely shocked. It was just in the middle of the conversation. It was out of nowhere, and now it doesn't make sense because it's been cut. Yeah, but if you heard,
it was a funny moment.
I turned to Sarah and I said, Sarah, what did you think about that? And she said, I think Weekly Watch Report's on Friday, which was a great line, and now we just have to replay it. So go ahead. We wouldn't have even brought it up if you didn't just bring it up then.
Well, I had to talk about Full Circle. So.
We know you've been dying. You've been busting at the seams to talk about it all week.
Well, I watched episode 4 last night. I'm pretty sure episode 5 came out today. Full Circle, though. It's on Max. Great show. Great show. You guys would like it. On the edge of your seat. What?
Sarah's face, she's like,
Full Circle, who's in it? You would know Claire Danes, Timothy Oliphant, you would know him.
Yeah, Oliphant.
Yeah, but just a solid show. Like, I feel like it is one of those shows that I'm surprised people haven't, like, it's like a week to week, like you're on the edge of your seat, like what's going to happen next type of show. But yeah, highly recommend. I'll give that an A- for the first 4 episodes.
It's so good. He felt the need to interrupt us, so
Yes.
I better have a good grade.
And like we say interrupt, and we don't mean that lightly. Like we were literally in the middle of the conversation. Oh man, it was funny, but yeah. Continue. Full circle. A.
Yeah, A-.
A-. Sorry.
I saw Oppenheimer in the theaters, which I think I talked about. Amazing movie. I just need to see it again because I have such bad ADD that like the fact that there were subtitles on the screen, the amount of effort I was putting in the entire 3 hours to like keep my eyes above the words, and it just wasn't even working.
Yeah.
And I was like thinking about it too much, so I need to watch it again.
I'm going to see that tonight. I'm actually going this time. Earlier, 6:00.
Good.
Yeah,
Good.
I haven't seen Barbie, but I did want to say that my dad told me that, or my mom told, because my mom was like, I love Barbie. Like my mom, sister, and dad went to see it in Cape Cod. They all wore like pink together.
So cute.
And I wasn't even gonna ask because my dad cries at everything, but I'm like, he probably didn't. But I was like, did dad like it? And she was like, yeah, he cried. And I'm like, are you kidding me?
That is so cute.
And not only that he cried in the movie, he's a big like he starts talking about a scene after the movie and cries talking about the scene.
Oh,
he's gonna
man.
hate me for saying this.
Oh
but
no, that's so good.
The man.
Sweet.
The man is an industry man. He's a
Yeah.
showbiz man.
He's a big crier.
He loves the art.
Yeah.
My brother and I have been trying to go see Barbie like all week. There's one fucking movie theater, and
Is
it's
it
like
that movie theater in which one is it? Because the one in
there's one in Edgartown.
oh yeah, because the one in Oak Bluffs closed, I think, right?
Yeah, it did, and there's this one, and they alternate
These
days.
damn vineyard
So,
kids, I wouldn't know anything about.
So one day the movie plays at 1 p.m. and 4 p.m. And then the next day the movie plays at like noon and 7 p.m. And all the 7 p.m. days are like sold out. And it's like, all right, well, I'm not going to go see a movie at like 1 p.m.
Yeah.
I'm going at 1 p.m. on Saturday to see Barbie.
Oh, well, the weekend, yes. I'm talking about like
in the middle of the day. Yeah.
That is like something about like a noon or 1 is kind of nice.
On a weekend.
Oh, on the weekend is fantastic.
And I hope it rains
matinee.
Saturday.
Sunday,
a nice
like
rain movie.
yeah.
Yeah, and
Chances of thunderstorms, Rhea, I think.
yeah, all over.
wait, is it supposed to rain this weekend?
On Saturday.
There's chances of
Saturday.
thunderstorms.
Well,
Holy
I'm
shit!
going-
Sorry, no.
It's
Sorry.
95 degrees right now.
It's so hot out.
I knew it was hot today.
Well, I'm going to Maryland, and oh yeah, it's gonna rain on Saturday. I'm excited about that because I don't want to go to the movies if it's nice out.
Super fair.
I have one more. I watched Hijack episode 6 last night, and the finale's next week. B+. I don't know if I gave Oppenheimer an A, if anyone was wondering, but Hijack, I'll give it a B+. It's just really, I feel like no one's talking about it. It's just a very entertaining show. Idris Elba on a plane getting hijacked. No?
Really just writes itself. I mean, self-explanatory.
Yeah, I don't
That's
know.
That's a great summary.
I don't know how much interest I have in it.
Why though?
I don't know. I'm not like.
I don't know why. I don't really either.
Something about anything that's happening on a plane, I'm always buying in.
See, I'm not buying into planes.
Did you ever watch the Liam Neeson? What was that movie called? He was just on a plane that was it was the same thing, getting hijacked, nonstop. That was a good one. Snakes on a plane.
Snakes. Yeah, those things don't excite me.
Really?
Yeah, because I get worried about being on a plane.
You're worried about snakes on a plane?
No, but Snakes on a Plane I felt like was a movie everyone always talks about as a kid to like scare other kids, but not really.
Yeah. Okay, but that's all I got.
I wanted to add, because we've gotten people who have said this to us, because obviously like we talked about the show so much. The Summer I Turned Pretty is week to week, which is
crazy.
Truly. And you know what? I will say, like, I think that was a really bad idea. I think
agree.
like the hype around the second season would have been so much higher if everyone could have just binged it the first weekend and talked about it. I think it would have been so much, like, some shows are meant to be week to week, 100%. That is such a bingeable show though. Like, I wish they did it all at one time, because it was just, I feel like, not that people lose steam, but I haven't really seen it being talked about that much as it was the first season. Like the first season, feel like everyone was talking about it because everyone finished it so fast and then wanted to talk about what happened. And the second one, and then it's always like, oh, I haven't caught up on this week's episode and people are behind. We had screeners for the whole season. So I've watched the whole season already, which is why it's hard. I've been kind of waiting to just like for everyone to see the whole season and then like talk about it instead of doing week to week is kind of tough because I forget like what happened in what episode and I don't want to spoil anything. I think we're probably at episode 5, I think is what people are at now. And I hope everyone's enjoying it. I thoroughly enjoyed it and I want to talk about it when we get to the end. It's just like the week to week thing is tough.
Yeah, it is. I'm shocked that they did that. I definitely think the putting it all out once was perfect for last year. And I think it's died down this year because of that, but we'll see.
I know, definitely.
And that wraps up all the things we watched this week.